Alfredia Diggs is an active member of her church and her community. After a long career in the juvenile justice system, Alfredia was forced into retirement by a workplace injury.
I work with young men, 14, 17 years old. I was also trained to restrain them, and I hurt my back restraining a 250-pound boy. I went out on medical. I kept going to the doctor. I went back to work and tried it again. It didn't work out, so I had to go out on medical again. And finally, my doctor told me I would not be able to do that kind of work anymore. Because I did not finish getting my degree, they really didn't have anything for me to do. So they told me, they'd let me go. So I started living off of my retirement money. In 2 years, I didn't have a dime. By the time I realized I was broke, I was only getting a Social Security disability. And I became very depressed. I cried for a while. At that point, I didn't know what I was going to do. I went to a food bank, and I saw the sign about the CSEP program.
CSEP, the Senior Community Service Employment Program. CSEP is a short-term program that assists unemployed senior workers, many of them retirees like Alfredia, in retraining to enter the workforce. In Alfredia's community, the CSEP program is administered by the Detroit Area Agency on Aging, the Senior Solution, where Margot Gonzalez and her co-workers help seniors get the training they need to be competitive in the workforce.
Basic kinds of employment opportunities where they can be trained within the time frame that we have and where we find opportunities.
To enter the CSEP program, an individual must be over the age of 55, unemployed, meet certain income requirements, and be dedicated to finding employment. Training for the CSEP program is completed at host sites, local corporations and nonprofits that are interested in having mature employees in their workplace. Alfredia's training took place close to home.
My supervisor, Miss Margot, she told me that I would be training here at DAAA because they have a lot of different programs you could go to training, but she told me I'd be here. I worked at her office, and at that point I was answering telephones and doing a little computer work and putting things in the computer.
We gave her opportunities in here to do things that she didn't think she could do. And you could just see her change.
They taught me how to interview people to sign up for the CSEP program. I did a few that I see every now and then. And then I went to computer training. That helped me out a lot.
Alfredia found a home working at the DAAA. But when the opportunity arose to train as a home health aide with the Red Cross through CSEP, Alfredia saw an opportunity to once again serve those around her.
When the program came up for the Red Cross, Margot was my supervisor. I went and asked her if I could take it. And she said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yeah." So I took it. I graduated in October. By the 1st of November, I was working.
Thanks to CSEP, Alfredia is on her feet. She works as a home health aide and serves her church as a volunteer nurse.
The money that I make now supplements my Social Security. And I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm surviving. I don't have to go to the food pantry anymore. And I thank God for that.
Find out more by visiting wi65.org or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.